Yes, guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. Normally, this would be shootout settings. We've got Big Younes on today, and we thought we'd do this one on GBFC. But I want to say a huge plug to Shootout, which is the channel that Younes and I have together. We've got loads of content going out still over the international break, don't we, Younes?
Indeed we do. Indeed we do. Thank you for having me on.
No worries,
This
mate.
is great.
We see more of each other now than I see of my girlfriend and my missus, to be honest, at this point.
Yep.
But I will say this, Younes. You brought something up to me a minute ago, and I thought that this was outrageous. And you've told me that it's not outrageous. So we're going to start this video today. We're going to talk about why Chelsea might win the league. All right? Hang on. First of all, we're going to go into this. Chelsea Football Club have decided that we are now selling packages for 16,000 Great British pounds to have a nice little dinner in the changing rooms.
You heard that right.
Yeah.
In the changing room.
At
In
Stamford
the
Bridge.
home dressing room. Right? You can have a 3-course meal with a nice bottle of champagne.
Only 3
It's a
courses?
3-course meal.
What?
Fine dining. Champagne. And I forgot there was something else. But that's, 16 grand for a dinner party of up to 30 individuals.
Okay, so now we're talking some serious maths. So that makes it less than £500 per person, which makes it
Not
about
worth it.
Not worth it. £160 a course, mate. It better be served up in some crusty old boot from someone who's left it in the changing room or something. What?
I mean, look, okay, not worth it for the club. I mean, for people that want to get that sort of package for up to 30 people.
You get a photographer?
I think that's the one. A photographer. Yes, on top. That's the one. So, yeah, champagne, 3-course fine dining meal, and you get a photographer. But can I just say, like, look, I'm saying it's not enough. I think Chelsea should charge more for something like that. This is the home dressing room we're talking about. However, if it's up to me, what the hell are we doing?
Mate,
Why is this a thing?
Surely there's got to be better decisions
What
that
is
should be
this?
made at the club right
Mate.
now than this.
A dinner in the dressing room. Who came up with that? Like I said this yesterday. If you've played football in any capacity, you really feel like you want to eat in a dressing room. And I know they're probably going to have to get all the massive disinfectants in and I don't know how many bottles of bleach.
This is my big question.
on.
Mate, this is England. Like, food hygiene standards. Like, you guys know how difficult it is, right? Like, the country's a mess. But how are they allowing this? Surely somebody from whatever the institution of food health, surely someone's got something to say about this. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Do you think Michelin will show up and go, "Oh, we give Michelin a star for this"?
Mate, flipping, they shut the gaff down. I'm telling you. Imagine one day if there's like a double booking. It's like, oh shit, Chelsea playing Arsenal today. I booked dinner in the dressing room. What are you lot doing in here? Honestly, absolutely bonkers. But let's move on from this one because this is genuine news. This isn't a joke.
That's real. If you want a dinner in the home dressing room, you can go and get it
We need to start a commission.
for 16
We need
grand.
a GBFC 10 discount code, mate. I'm telling you, like, please, Chelsea, sort me out with this because, like, surely some of you have got to want it.
Or what? Like
Oh.
getting people to have dinner in the dressing room and you take a little cut.
I don't think I could. I don't think I
Nah.
could. Like,
Nah.
I'm more than happy to have the GBFC 10 discount code for the Megastore because, like, I wear the shirts and whatnot as well. But I genuinely don't think I could do it.
Look, Chelsea, if you decide to move it out of the dressing room and onto the pitch, then
Now we're
we'll be happy to plug it.
Yeah. You know
Not
what
the
they should have
dressing
done? They should have just got all of the Avengers to do a little ad for it.
You'd think.
You'd think so. Just planting seeds here, boys. But speaking of planting seeds, Chelsea are planting seeds in The Chase right now. And this is not the game show that you see on television in the UK. The Chase for the Arsenal. All right? Because they're 6 points ahead of us now. They play Tottenham the next game after the international break. And then they come to Stamford Bridge. So in a world where, well, I mean, this is relying on Tottenham to actually do something of note in their lives, in their history. There's a world where Chelsea could go level on points with Arsenal when we play them this month. So my question to you, Younes, is can Chelsea stop all of this like roller coaster emotional form and can we actually try and win the league?
This is the thing, isn't it? This is the one sticking point that we have. It's just the inconsistency. I think we can. I think we're capable, but are we going to be consistent enough? And it's hard to say. I reckon when the games are big, I reckon we show up.
I just find it baffling when you look at the games that we've not won, right? Like, just off the top of my head, let's focus on Brighton, Sunderland, and Manchester United. Like, if you'd have lost 3-1 to Man United the weekend just gone, that Man United seemingly are back in some kind of form now. We lost to Man United when they were stinking up the whole of Europe, mate.
Yep.
Not that they could do very much in Europe, but you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, some of these games, like, it was okay, red card, both Man United and Sunderland. So surely we could be at a point now as a football team and as a club where we can learn from these kind of mistakes, right? And then, I mean, no, Sunderland wasn't a red card. Brighton was a red. Surely we could get something out of that.
I reckon. Look, I reckon if Maresca starts, when I say start selecting the right players, let's be honest, it's Estevao. That's it, right? Look, start the geezer. What are we doing? You know, play him and let him run with it. And if you want to take him off later, for example, last 20 minutes, then by all means. But I think that gives us a better chance to be able to kill off games earlier instead of having a situation like we did against Wolves, where we had such a stinking first half, and then we did rectify in the second half with a great second half, but courtesy of who? Lo and behold. You know, and I feel like if we are rotating is a big debate right now in the Chelsea fan base, and I get it. But if we do things correctly, in order to start the games on the front foot, and then try and kill that, and bring the momentum down a little bit, and then we can tuck into the reserves a little bit and start bringing on players that we are maybe not relying on. Mark Gu, for example, to come on and have some minutes, but the game is in the bag. We do that helps build consistency too, and that helps build confidence, and that breeds more confidence, and that means that the players can then really start running with something. We've got Barcelona coming up, Arsenal coming up. We can really set a tone with those two. And don't get me wrong, I reckon should I say it?
Park it, because I know what you want to say. There's two things that I want to say. The to lead off with your point.
Yeah.
First one is Estevao being top scorer right now for Chelsea this season, I think.
Yep.
I might have got that stat wrong. Is that right? I think he's got 4 in all competitions. Maybe Pedro's also got 4 now. But like, for somebody that was 18, didn't speak English, doesn't speak English, comes to the Premier League, scored in the Prem, last-minute winner against Liverpool, scored 2 in the Champions League, scored in the Carabao Cup. What you're saying, I think, for me, is right. And the idea of bringing Neto off the bench, that's quite a good idea as well, right?
Yeah.
Because Maresca's comments prior to this game at the weekend was about, like, obviously he's being asked if Estevao's going to start, because if you watch the kid, you think he's too good to not start football matches, right? But the thing is, right, he's like, oh, well, if he starts, someone else doesn't. Yeah, obviously, mate. Like, come on. Like, thanks for that one. Cheers, pal. But I think Neto coming off the bench is also quite a scary prospect for the opposition.
100%. And for what we tend to praise Neto for, that's sort of player you want to protect the result in.
Yeah.
You know, if a lot of his advantages come from off the ball, come from his physicality, come from getting stuck in and tracking back and adding himself as an additional number to the defence, then that's what you want for the last 20 minutes of the game, right? So just switch the order.
But that's exactly what I think it could do. Because I think when you look at the first half against Wolves and then you juxtapose that to the second half, Chelsea were blistering in the second half.
Fantastic.
And I think you can't underestimate the level of anticipation when Estevao comes on. Like, we've mentioned this countless times, even from our experience in a Chelsea pub in Dubai, right? Let alone a Chelsea pub down the King's Road, or let alone inside Stamford Bridge, okay? There's a vibe change, there's a shift, there's an energy, a momentum that comes from the crowd, which we've all seen this before. When Stamford Bridge is rocking, the players go up a gear. Yep. You've got no choice but to do that. And that's why we show up for the big games. The atmospheres are better. Estevao's introduction to football matches is turning things for Chelsea, because all of a sudden, we do have a 12th man. We have Stamford Bridge on side.
And he's generating that single-handedly. As you said, the reaction every time he's just camera shifts and he's taking off his bib and whatnot and he's coming on.
Celebration.
It's like we scored a goal.
Yeah, no, honestly.
It's actually
it really
mental.
is. And I think sometimes with this, right, especially with players that you bring in, like Mudryk, for example. The excitement about Mudryk for me was always the idea of what he could be.
Yeah.
With Estevao, it started with the idea of what he could be, But then the actual story is, okay, we're not messing about with this one. We've actually got the star boy now. We've bought him and he's real. You can poke him and he'll be like, excuse me, what'd you poke me for? He's real. All right. Now, I also want to talk about Cole Palmer because all of this season has been without a fully fit Cole Palmer or without him in just totality. And Chelsea are third in the Premier League table. We're 2 points adrift of Man City, who we are yet to play, and 6 behind Arsenal. And I'm looking below us. Yeah, it's close. We could be down into 10th if we don't win the next game, which is crazy in itself. But I think we're at a turning point here where all of the teams right now, when you look at how close it is, and by the way, second plug of the video to shoot out, link in the description. Yesterday we posted a Premier League review where we talk about this in more detail. But I'm looking at Chelsea, the lap's back now, which I know he's not really been shooting everybody down since he got back, but he's back and we thought we were going to be playing with him as a proper number 9, running the channels. When Palmer comes back in this team, what do you think happens to the attack? Because we're talking about Estevao's got to start, but then who comes out then?
This is the thing. I'm looking forward, and this is why I think it's a bit premature to come to any conclusion right now, because one thing we've not had at Chelsea yet is everyone playing at the same time when everyone's fully fit. We've not had it.
Nope.
And I want to see that happen first before we come to any conclusions on what we're truly capable of, because only then will we know how strong the Chelsea team actually is if Estevao is starting, Palmer is starting, João Pedro is starting, Delap is starting. All these players are on the pitch at the same time. You know, even at the back, Levi Colwill was there. If Fofana's fully fit, Caicedo and Enzo are fully fit, Enzo's not injured, playing injured. Everyone is there. That would be the dream. At that point, we can really test how good are Chelsea properly. So, bringing Cole Palmer back in, it goes back to that same point that we made at the start of the season when we did bring in João Pedro, for example, and we were in the transfer market and we could see what Chelsea were trying to do, which was we allow ourselves to have options to shift the entire shape and interchange between many players all at the same time and come up with various different combinations based on whatever opponent we're playing. So if we want to play Estevao and we want to play Cole Palmer down the middle, and we want to play whoever's on the left, whether it's Garnacho or it's Gittins, or even if you want to stick João Pedro on that side, or whether you want to stick Pedro Neto on that side, or you want to put Estevao in the 10 instead, or even if you want to stick him on the right and put João Pedro and you want to put Palmer as 2 10s together, whether you want to put João Pedro up front and not play Delap and put Palmer behind. There's so many different ways that we've still not tried because we've not had everyone fit and available at the same time. I'm waiting for that. For me, I'm reserved on any proper judgment on what we're truly capable of until we get to see that. So Cole Palmer coming back, that's where we get to put things in motion.
That's why I'm kind of in this, if we wouldn't have beaten Wolves for whatever reason, this international break would have had an incredibly different tone. Or I'd have just gone on holiday again, to be quite honest with you. Because I really want to be optimistic about us because, like you said, we've got players to come back that would, again, shift the potentials that we have. There's a lot of potentials with Chelsea. There's a lot of different shapes, different formations, different combinations. But I don't see how we can get worse, which is already very much not bad. There's been good starts of the season, to be fair.
Theoretically, yeah.
Because we should be top of the league.
Yeah.
We should be top.
Look, we are where we are with tons of individual mistakes.
Yeah.
A few games that were shooting ourselves in the feet. It almost feels similar to last season, but we are in a better position.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Can I say another thing that I think someone who deserves a lot of credit? Wesley Fofana.
Absolutely.
Because he actually does look fit now.
Touch wood. It's
a wooden desk in front of us.
We just seen what happened to Lavia. Touch wood. But yeah, you're right. And again, this is following on from my previous point. Imagine Fofana, fully fit. And then Levi Colwill in the team, fully fit. We might not actually have a centre-back problem at that point. But we won't know until when we get to actually see that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think Levi will be back all season.
No, he won't. He won't. And this is what I'm saying. up until it's going to take some time before we actually get to see all of that materialize. But realistically, Fofana was brought in to be our main right centre back, and right now he's playing like that.
Yeah.
But it just depends on how far his body can go. Hopefully, we don't get a problem.
What about Garnacho?
He's been class.
Lately, honestly,
he's been class.
I wanted to say this on a video because I was very against this signing. And at the time, I stand by what I said at the time. Because I didn't know what Garnacho we were going to get. And to be quite honest, I didn't anticipate him being as good as he's been.
Yep.
I'm delighted I got that wrong. Because I'm seeing a player we're hearing of a player who is doing extra work on the training ground. You can see that because there's a sharpness about what he's doing now. The timing of the cross for Neto, excellent. How many times have we seen a player not make the right run and then the cross comes too late or whatever? If it was Neto in the other way, I don't think he could get the ball across in time. He'd make the wrong call. But Garnacho, 4 goals and assists, contribution-wise, in the last 4 games. It's excellent. And right now, this is why I find this so exciting, because I remember we mentioned this, and we might have talked about this just together off camera. But I remember when we were talking about Palmer coming back and Estevao still being good and Delap coming back from injury, you suggested Joao Pedro off the left, potentially, which obviously a lot of people have also... Let us know your thoughts in the comments about that. But I don't see how you can drop Garnacho at the moment.
No, and I'll go as far as even saying even Gittins, right, has been better. And I feel like people now have an idea of what to expect, I think from both for different reasons, right? But Garnacho, as of late, has been very clinical. Comes on and there's a difference. Or even if he's starting, but there's moments where I think he can maybe be a bit more direct, right? Like a Gittins. Direct and actually beating the man, which he's done a couple of times, but I think he can do more. But he is actually ended up on the score sheet, and he is contributing, and he's providing assists, and this is where the debate on Pedro Neto comes, because I feel like there's a lot of the fan base that will look at Pedro Neto and go, yeah, he does a lot of the right stuff, but where's the output?
But I think this is the big question right now for Maresca. It's about which route do we go down? And I'm in your corner with this, because I think Chelsea right now, we have got enough quality, explosiveness, and individual brilliance in this team to be able to go out there and just first 45 minutes, how many could we score? I think that should be potentially the mentality.
100%.
And I think that's also the big question marks maybe about Maresca's system. And look, I love Enzo Maresca. I think he's the right man for Chelsea. I do. And I think he's done a very good job since he's arrived here. And I think it is getting better and better.
Yeah.
And I think overall, some of these games I don't have explanations for. Like Karabag, you should win that. You got to win that. Sunderland at home, mate. We laid out the red carpet, as we said on this channel. But I think Maresca now, the next evolution or the next progression, the next step has to be setting the team out to go and score as many goals as we can in the first half. And I think that will also depend on Fofana staying fit, having those centre-back pairings being solid and consistent, and then picking the players that can go and hurt teams. And then, like we said earlier, bring Neto off the bench to have that defensive side of the game. If you're 2-0 up, that's you've not won the game in the Premier League at 2-0. So, and then see the game out. But Neto's got 3 goals, Caicedo 3, Pedro 4 in the Premier League. So Estevao's got 4 in total, but Joao Pedro top scorer in the Prem. What do you see happening just off the top of your head? Obviously, we'll talk about this in a lot more detail on Shootout. And Younes' channel, of course, also linked down below. What do you think... Oh, sorry, let me question this correctly. Do you think this Barcelona and Arsenal double whammy home fixtures could be the making or breaking of the season?
Make or break? I don't think it's make or break.
But it could be make.
I think it could be more make than break.
I agree.
So, you beat Barca Arsenal, all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to go and do the quadruple. It's not like, well, we won't, but you get what I mean. But if we were to say we don't win those games, no, it's not the end of the season. It's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? But look, I will say this. I'm more worried of Arsenal than Barca.
Me too.
I reckon we beat Barca.
I think we beat Barcelona too.
They're not special. And I feel like it's not just them. I don't want to say it's from a cocky perspective, but the same goes for Real Madrid. They're not looking great. I reckon we have what it takes to get the job done against Barca. But I reckon Arsenal is the one where I look and go, I'm not sure. I genuinely, I can't call it.
I think Arsenal
that's gonna
right
be
now,
tough. Very tough.
Arsenal right now, on par with Bayern, best team in Europe.
Hands down.
And that's fair, I think.
Hands
As much as I don't like saying that, I think that's the right and fair thing to say. But as we've said,
it'll be hard to break them down. I'll be curious to see how many we can score against this Arsenal team in that defense.
2-0.
Hope.
Imagine if we win 2-0, bro. Oh my god.
I'll tell you though, if we do beat Barca and Arsenal, and again, that's I have to be honest, it's very, very, very difficult to do. But if that happens,
it's on.
That changes the trajectory of our season for sure.
It's on.
Yeah.
So it could be make. It could be make. And obviously we've still got, at the time of posting this video, 10 days until we see Chelsea play again. Burnley away. It's an early kickoff though, which I love these in Dubai because then we can celebrate for the night afterwards. But make sure you check out Shootout. The link is in the description. And of course, Younes' channel too. If you're bored over the international break, Younes has got you covered for Chelsea content. I'll hopefully have you covered here as well. We're in the Shootout studio right now where we film all of the content on Shootout, apart from the watch-alongs. But the home studio is coming along, but it's not perfect yet, so I don't want the quality to dip. So I'm going to use this for now. But yeah, Younes, any last words from you, mate?
No, just thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
You're more than welcome.
Much appreciated. And shout out to the GBFC family.
Big up. See you in a bit.